And by quick, we mean we're not going to be fast enough. Okay, here we go. Hailing from the greatest island on Earth, Prince Edward Island, our guests on this episode are from one of the greatest Canadian bands you don't think you know, but you absolutely do. Forming in the early 80s in the vast wasteland of Canada's forgotten province, these incredible fellows had 2 platinum albums by 1987 and another one still on the way. Melodic hard rock was their sound and echoed the vibe and groove of Canadian rock artists of the late 80s and early 90s, including touring with them, such as Kim Mitchell, Glass Tiger, Honeymoon Suite, Loverboy, Trooper, and friend of the podcast, the iconic Gowan, just to name a few. Dance Desire, arguably their most popular song, blasted Haywire into Canadian stardom. The opening lyric, Drop the Needle, is something that all of you know from Maestro Fresh Wes' song of the same name, sampled right from that song. And now you can enjoy all those incredible hits like Dance Desire, Black and Blue, Bad Bad Boy, Buzz, just to name a few. And please welcome to Ren Estate Rocks podcast, 3-time platinum and Japan's Best Song Contest winner, Dave and Marvin from Haywire.
Awesome. Wow.
Yay!
Good.
What's the sound of one person clapping?
Yeah, great to have you guys. We were just before we started this, we were about to talk about how this came to be. And the way it was, Sheldon and I are in real estate, and we were running an open house, and this nice couple came in with their baby, and we got to talking, and
they saw the tattoo. So I've got this.
They saw the tattoo. He's got this
music
PEI tattoo.
Well, PEI and music tattoo, yeah.
Yeah, we started talking music, and then it went into PEI, and then he says, "Oh yeah, my dad was in a band." I'm like, "Oh yeah, well, who was the band?" Haywire, and I was just whoa, like I know Haywire, right? Like. I used to just sit in front of much music all the time as a kid. Like right away, Black and Blue came into my head, and I was a big fan. I bought your cassette back when we had cassettes. I had everything, all the Haywire on cassettes that I got at Sam the Record Man in downtown Toronto. So
not to age you or anything.
Yeah, and that turned out to be Ronnie's son. So we all connected immediately, and then I guess Sheldon, you got hooked up with Ronnie, and here we are. So
yeah. Yeah, so they, Ronnie came in to Toronto over the summer and with his son and daughter-in-law, and we saw a couple places, and it was great to spend time and chat with them, and his son and daughter-in-law, we still keep in touch to this day, and they ended up buying the condo unbeknownst to us previously by my, I guess you would call it my step-grandmother. So it was an incredible small world coincidence, but
really small world stuff.
Really small world. So they're great, amazing people, and since then, Corey and I have both always been big fans of Haywire, and then of course after that you go on to Spotify and you get to listen to it for free, so you guys don't get paid for anything. You walk it. Support. Got to support local.
And like I said, I bought your cassettes in 1987.
Yeah,
so
and then
I did my part.
Thank you, Corey. I appreciate that.
And then when we saw that you guys are coming to Mississauga, so not too far from here. And we're like, we have to have them on then. We got to talk to them and help promote and just to get to know you guys as well. So we're very happy and blessed that you guys made it. Thank you so much for the time and answering the questions that hopefully are too bad. So.
Keep them the questions, keep them simple.
Yeah, I'll do my best.
I got one for you before we move on. Have you guys ever considered redoing the photo shoot for Don't Just Stand There? I think you should.
No, like posture for posture, right?
Yeah, absolutely, for modern day.
Yeah.
No?
We never thought of doing it, but we have all the original.
Now you have. You have all the clothes still?
Oh, geez, I don't know about that.
Do they fit? That's the question.
There you go. Yeah. Well, it's an iconic photo.
Yeah, so. I mean, Dave, you might be able to still pull off the hair.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, mine's gone down a little bit.
Oh, grow it long. You'll be fine. Yeah. So we can't possibly start anything without asking about the Japan Best Song Contest winner. What in the world was that all about? How did it come to be? Right.
You go ahead, Dave.
Well, what's really funny about that is we flew to Japan the morning after shooting the Black and Blue video. So that's what I remember is like how tired we
Tired.
were
Yeah. Yeah.
because we shot the video all night and then we flew to Japan. So, but Japan, we had a record company over there that represented the band called Alpha Records. And we were very busy we were over there for 2 weeks. And every day there was something. We had to go somewhere, meet somebody. They just kept us really busy. And playing at the Budokan was really, it was kind
Wow.
of the highlight. Um,
Well, that's an iconic place. Yeah.
yeah, because so many live at the Budokan. Cheap Trick was just it was very memorable for me, right? So it's like just to play that place, it was quite something.
And so
It's
how?
interesting to
Yeah. No, go on.
because it was interesting to come out on stage and see, like, how people have the bed sheets with the band's logo and stuff. Right? There was bed sheets hanging down from the different places. It was kind of interesting. It was like really overwhelming to walk onto a place that big because we hadn't played any place that big up until that point. Actually, no, we
Right.
did on the first tour. That was the
Okay.
second album. Yeah.
So how did it come to be? Like how do you get entered into a contest like that?
We were selected. I'm not sure there's a committee or something here it was done through our record label that our name was submitted and our song was submitted, and we were chosen to represent Canada because I think we were submitted, like it came from Canada that we were submitted to that and accepted as the nominations, was nominee for Canada, I guess. So
Unbelievable. Now, do you remember what it was that you won?
Like
Like what was the prize? Yeah, best song. But what was the prize?
Just all the notoriety of the event.
Okay.
And we got a nice medal. I got it at the studio. So
yeah, we got some kind of a medal. Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh, so now do you think that winning that helped?
I don't think it hurt.
Didn't hurt anything.
It's nice to do any of these things and be successful at whatever you're doing, right?
Right.
It's just always, it's like a little feather in your cap. That's great. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next thing.
And it's cool to play in the same place that the Beatles played in, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
There too.
Right.
Gee,
Right.
they let anybody play there.
Cheap Trick at Budokan. It's a great show, though.
It's a great show. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a list of like all these different this happens every year. There's a list somewhere of all the Canadian acts that actually represented Canada over there for this. I know it was quite prestigious for us for that year to be the nominees anyways.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean,
That's
I know it's
cool.
I know
we represented the title was we were representing Canadian recording artists, and then there was also a band that represented non-recording artists that went over too.
Okay.
So the recording artists, we were representing them.
Do you remember who the non-recording artist was?
Yeah, it was friends of ours, the Trees or the Screaming Trees from
The Screaming Trees.
Oh, no way.
Trees,
Wow.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's a a staple, right, of Canadian rock, right? Is indie rock are the Screaming Trees. Yeah. I remember seeing Screaming Trees with Soul Asylum and Spin Doctors at the Kingswood Music Theater. That must have been 92, maybe 1992, 1993. So yeah, absolutely.
Wow, cool.
Very cool. Well, I remember the first time hearing Maestro Fresh Wes drop the needle, and as soon as I heard it, I said, "I know where that sample comes from." What's the story behind that? How did he approach you? How did that come to be?
Well, he was signed with Attic Records at the time.
Yeah.
So, Attic, what I heard was Attic just kind of said, here's all our library, just kind of fill your boots and listen to everything and see what stands out to you.
Wow.
So if you listen to that album, his first album, we're all over the place. Like he did sample a bunch of songs.
Wow.
But Drop the Needle was definitely the biggest one, but
yeah.
other samples that he did.
Yeah, it's just at the very least, every Canadian like hip hop rap fan obviously knows that song, and everybody knows that label is so iconic right? I mean, there's no inside of hip hop and rap. There are samples that are iconic, right? That is one of the top 10 of all time, right? Like it's the Drop the Needle track. But so few people know where it came from. And it's just, yeah, it's just amazing.
Well, they're gonna know now.
Well, they're gonna know now, right?
So it's funny that I reached out to Maestro Fresh Wes. I think he's living in St. John, New Brunswick.
Oh,
And I don't Instagram or something. He was on there, and I just kind of gave me a shout out, and I said, you know, it was we used to be on the label mates, blah blah blah, and he was like he had very good memories of that time. So
Amazing.
yeah, it's great.
Amazing. I worked in a bar down in St. Catharines, and we used to have quite a few bands that were come through. And in my last year, one of the bands that came was Maestro Fresh Wes. He had one of the first real like rap artists that bar had. It was mainly, you know, Canadian rock, you know, 5440, Big Sugar, you know, Headstones, those kinds of people. And Maestro Fresh Wes had came and I think 905416 had just dropped, so he kind of was having this bit of resurgence, and so my job at the time was taking care of, you know, helping to take care of the bands as well, and he was just such a nice guy, and you know, I only got to meet him, you know, for a small amount of time, but yeah, what a pleasure it was, and if you're listening, come on the podcast. Beauty. So looking, you know, when you do research, you know, for artists, I mean, obviously we know quite a bit, but when you do research for artists, you have to start at Wikipedia, and then you go from there, and you take it with a grain of salt, and you know, and you find your other venues. Sometimes I'll call people, you know, to get references. But it's funny because all on Wikipedia, you all have the same date credit for being in HAYWIRE, and it all runs up until 1993. And then there's this break. It's this 80, I think it was 81 to 93 or something like that, aside from, you know, the drummer. But and then comma, and then 2004 to present, right? What happened? where like what was this? Was this like a purposeful hiatus? Was this like the band were like, okay, that's it. We've run the gamut. We're done. And then also, what started then this kind of back up again? After 2004.
Okay. Well, in the time when we stopped playing, like radio changed, the whole music industry changed, and we kind of parted ways with our label, the mutual thing, and really it was kind of like it didn't seem like we really fit any demographic or any. Didn't really seem like there was much interest in our music. Like all the rock bands of that era seemed to be like they all just kind of went away, and grunge and hip hop took over of the entire music world. You know, so it's just kind of like that's just kind of like, well, you know, why there didn't seem much interest anyway. So we just kind of all went off and did our own thing.
Okay. Was there like, did you guys have a meeting? You know, you're sitting in a nice little pub in Charlottetown, and you know, like talking about it, and it was like a conscious decision, or was it just more like an organic thing?
Yeah, it just kind of happened. It was kind of like, you know, Dave and I, we got together and wrote some stuff, and you know, just kind of figure out where things were at the time. But we just kind of everybody just kind of went off and kind of did their own thing. Like we still kept in communication because Charlottetown's a small place, and you
Yep.
know, like you know, nobody hated each other, or there was no big band breakup or anything like that at all. So it just kind of drifted away, and just
Yeah.
that's just how it happened. It
So
wasn't a big conscious decision or anything.
so what happens in 2004 as per Wikipedia? Why is that year significant?
Well, not to diss Wikipedia.
Oh no, that's why we ask the questions.
So in 1999, Y2K was happening, year 2000. So my wife and I, we lived in Ontario at the time. I think Marvin, maybe you were there at the time. I don't know.
I lived there for a couple of years. Like, don't remember the years, in the 90s anyway. So
Y2K was going to happen, and everybody was freaking out and all this stuff. So we got generators, we got kerosene, we got everything in Ontario, and then we got a show down in PEI to play at Myron's for New Year's Eve. It's like, okay, let's leave all the stuff but go down there where it's not safe. So we ended up. So 1999 was we regrouped, and everybody had a great time and fun, and was like we should do more of this. So that's kind of where things started.
Okay, so it wasn't it was a much smaller hiatus since then.
Yeah.
So yeah. And what were you guys doing during this time? You know, I mean, there were 6 years. Was there, enough money from Dance Desire or the Platinum Albums to keep things going, or did everybody have jobs? Like, it's I can't imagine anybody from PEI sitting around for 6 years doing nothing.
No, we played in different kind of party bands around town and on PEI and off island doing stuff like that, which is basically we were just working musicians, and
Okay, great. Yeah.
that's all it was. And then every now and then we get an offer to do a Haywire gig, and we'd make a phone call. Can everybody make? Who can make it? Who can make it? Can we do it? Oh yeah, we go off and we do it. So, and we still, even now, we're still just working musicians. I have a studio. Dave's got a studio. We work with younger artists. We do just. I haven't had to get a real job yet. You know what I mean? So
Fabulous.
So-
Yeah. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, we know you're coming sort of our way, Mississauga, in May with sort of local legends. Here we are in Toronto, Teenage Head and Jesus Jones. So, as a fan who's never been to a Haywire show, what could I expect in my first time, or someone who's never been to a show? What can we expect from a Haywire show?
Well, from the beginning to the very end, you're going to know every word to every song, basically.
Yeah,
If you're a
love
fan,
it.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's even if you're not a fan, it's like,
Oh, I
didn't
know that
they
song.
wrote that song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that. It's like it's quite special, and we're all the original members.
Right. Right.
Which is very few bands have that.
Mhm.
So it's kind of special. So if you didn't miss the band, you can see the real band.
And
Just-
you're going to see us, having a lot of fun because we enjoy playing with each other. We love playing the music. It's just, for us, it's like it's just a lot of fun to do. And when you, especially when you get into the last 5 songs of the night, and you start getting the Dances Are and Black and Blue and Bad Bad, it's like all our hits is just like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, don't give away the set list yet. We want to be surprised.
Yeah. Oh, I'm coming for sure, and
No,
I'm excited.
So but
We're
it's
not going to do any of those songs. We're not doing any.
We're not doing any of those. Yeah, we're doing deep dive cuts.
Yeah.
This one's for the
Covers.
fans.
I
Yeah,
heard that goes over really well.
yeah. We've trained to be a Bryan Adams cover band.
But I think what you said was great, because when you guys are up there having a good time, like that just translates to the crowd. You can tell when it's just a job and someone's just going through the motions and they don't want to be there. So I'm super looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And everybody in the audience is like, they're placing themselves 30 years ago, 40 years ago. It's like, oh my gosh, if you saw the band back in the day, it's very special for them. And if you didn't see the band, it's a good reason to see the band.
That's the
Right.
problem. I was 12 years old back then. So now I can go. Now my mom will let me go.
Okay.
I'll tell Lisa. Sheldon and I are going to see Haywire. I hope I'll be on the island in May. But I'm hoping to be back because I think it's the 22nd of May. Is
I
that the
think
date?
so. I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay. I'll do
Why
my
don't you
best.
hit you right back.
I'll hit you right back. Yeah, you guys. I'm bringing my trucks. If you guys need a ride, you let me know.
Awesome.
Yeah. Have Ronnie call and go. Oh crap! We forgot like my special amp. I need it. I'll go pick it up for you. So
we-
Oh no, go on.
I was going to say I was going to get into best and worst, but if
I wanted to ask, because this is a rock and roll podcast, but because we are realtors, we do like to ask a little bit about kind of where you guys live, and that's interesting to us, and what your address is, postal code, copies of your credit cards, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I got it right
yes.
here.
It's purely for permission purposes. So all of you are PEI people. Living. You mentioned you lived in Ontario for a little bit, but what is it like to be such an artist from PEI, then seeing the rest of Canada and other parts of North America as well? But how does that feel like as such a PEI is almost its own nation, you know, in a way. I mean, I've only been going there for about 11 years, so I'm far from an islander, but I really feel I get that vibe like when I'm there. And me being a small town kid, I understand it. So what is that feeling like? It's very different than a popular artist coming from Vancouver or from Toronto, where these are like larger cities and kind of the world's at your fingertips. But PEI isn't.
Yeah, it's like Marvin was saying, it's like we all actually like each other.
Ah.
That's very special. And even before we formed Haywire, Marvin and Paul and was in another band. I was in another band. We all knew each other. So it's a very small musical community, and everybody does music. They're music,
Oh yeah,
they're
yeah,
farming, one or the other. You got to pick something.
right, right.
And yeah, it's very close community. So when you're involved in music, you know everybody that's doing music, and yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And one of the main reasons why we formed Haywire in the first place is because we wanted to go on the road. We wanted to go tour. And all the bands are always involved with, we couldn't because so many members had jobs and blah, blah. Anyway, so the main reason for forming Haywire in the first place was to travel, to go play. We wanted to play in Newfoundland and, head up to Ontario and stuff like that. And so that was the first step. The next step was, okay, we're playing all these C rooms. Let's try and get up to the B rooms, and then we got to the A rooms, and next thing, and we just took step by step by step. Next thing you know, the label, Attic Records, and then the songs. But we lived on that, the next step, the next step, the next step. So
Hard
Well,
working. Yeah.
I can't think of a better segue to our best and worst section, which is exactly as it sounds, best and worst. And I know you got to be a little political here. You don't want to, slander anybody or anything, but let's start with best city you've played in.
best city,
Yeah, whatever
Gee.
just gave you the great vibe, like whatever like we talked about, obviously Budokan, like anything that just sticks out.
I don't like this game.
Wait till I get to the worst. This is the
Yeah.
best.
Obviously, Mississauga is a great game.
No,
Okay,
it's
there you go.
clearly the best city you could possibly play it. Yeah.
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 Honestly, I found it. Biggest thing I found about touring so much in Canada per se is the fact that just how similar every town was. It was like it all just felt like Canada. Like
Yeah.
even it's Vancouver felt like Ontario. Like I mean, really, the people just seemed to be all the same. I didn't notice any. That's one thing that struck me anyway, just how similar Canada was all over.
So you're
That's
saying
interesting because I would think it was the opposite. Like every place would be different, but
No, I
interesting.
was just kind of like, wow, it's like it's all the towns kind of look the same, the buildings the same. Maybe it's because we were in such a little bubble because we were just a tour bus and a stage. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's kind of what the thing that struck me.
That's true. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll answer this question for you. Worst city, Winnipeg?
No,
I think have the biggest mosquitoes.
in Winnipeg? Yeah, biggest
Oh
mosquitoes.
yeah.
Worst mosquitoes? PEI.
Oh yeah, try walking to a restaurant in the middle of summer and just
Oh Lord. Oh
Yeah.
Lord. Yeah. When I have people, that come and rent the property, one of the questions is, what are the mosquitoes like? Because we've heard they're bad. So, and I go, when that sun starts to set, get off the beach. That's the only thing I'm going to tell you, right? Get off the beach.
About
Wait, hold on.
PEI.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, we had an issue in, I think, the land of Canada. I think there was some kind of a disease spread through the bats.
Yeah.
And it killed off all the bat population, and the bats were the main. They ate the most mosquitoes. So
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's turning around apparently. So
No, yeah, there definitely still are bats. Even out in Borden, at my place where there's very few trees, if any. At night, you can still see you'll see bats flying around. So yep, they're definitely
for
there.
a few years there were none, and it was apparently to do with this I can't snout something disease they got, and they found out that was from people going into the caves and stamping on the dirt, and stuff would go up and it would get into the bats, and anyways they had to stop people in going into bat caves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, I mean, much to Bruce Wayne's delight.
There you go, exactly.
Best band that you've supported.
Best band that I supported? God, quite a
Well,
few.
both of you as a band.
Or one of your favorites.
Yeah,
Not
one that you
necessarily
had maybe the
best.
best time with, one you've done the most amount with. You can alienate people. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whose company you enjoyed?
Well, we honestly, it's like, and especially now touring now, especially we do all these festivals with all these different like Canadian bands, and it's meeting all these guys, and it's just they're excited to meet us as we are to meet them, and it's like it's just really interesting. We're meeting again all these bands that you've never played with, but you've always seen, but now it's just neat when you go on the roster and you're hanging out with Mike Reno and the guys from Loverboy, and it's just a lot of fun.
So Loverboy, you're saying Loverboy? That's your answer?
Well, that's
Okay,
just
great.
one of them, but I mean every show there, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Okay. Worst band you've supported.
You're not going to get an answer.
Jeez, they wouldn't say, I wouldn't remember it because it would. Yeah.
I got to tell
You
you,
guys get along with everybody, so that's not an issue.
This is very quickly becoming my favorite segment of season 3. It's best and worst. So.
Why don't we just Why don't we just call it best? Let's just go with best. So this has already sort of been a like a PEI tourism commercial.
Yes.
What is the best part of PEI? We know it's not the winter.
The beaches for sure. July, August, September is beautiful here.
Yeah.
With the red iconic sands. Yeah.
You can't beat it.
The jellyfish of May have floated away. That's in the beach in Borden. That's quite they're quite prominent there. So when low tide is out, it's a smattering of all these red translucent pieces all over the beach. So yeah, it's pretty.
Well, I've been there. I've only been there one time, but we had a great time. It was fantastic, and so relaxing, and everyone was so nice, and the food. I mean, forget it. Yeah. So
yeah,
everyone, if you're listening, you gotta go.
Yeah, I just like the kind of like Dave and I both know so many musicians in the city, and we're always gigging and doing stuff. It's just like there's a whole music scene here that it just keeps on going, and especially like in the 70s, kind of when we started doing that as kids, and there were really only like a handful of bands that were playing clubs and stuff like that. Now it just seems like there's like 100 bands now. It's just there's just so much going on.
Yeah, which is amazing because there was such a lull for a long time. Like even in Toronto, that whole auspicious era of the hardworking person, whether they wanted to be a rock star or not, everybody wanted to be in a band and everybody wanted to play somewhere live. And Toronto obviously was a monster, right? Vancouver just the same, especially with its proximity to Seattle. It was just immense, right, in popularity. Everybody wanted to play, and there were tons of venues, right? You couldn't walk a block without there being it. And then there's such a lull for a long time, and it's starting to get back into that again. But it's amazing to hear that PEI is still just rocking it out, and hopefully we can get more bands like HAYWIRE to come out of it. So
yeah,
I
was shocked.
Yep. No, go ahead.
I was talking to a guy at a party that night. Dave was there. They were just chatting about the music scene, and we were talking about how it's such a drag now. It must be for musicians, in 2025 versus musicians back in the 80s when the club scene, it was so vibrant, it was so healthy. The music industry with the songs that were coming out, like. It was just what an incredible time to be a musician and to be a working musician back then. It's like it's like it's not the same now. You know what I mean? It's like, and I just feel sorry sometimes for the musicians of 2025 because they'll never get to live that. So
well, they don't get a much music or an MTV. I mean, that's how I came to you guys was MTV, right?
Yeah.
And much music being Canadian. Yeah. And what happened to the video medium? Why did that go away? It was so powerful.
I don't know. I think it was just I don't know why. I guess a lot of the channels, they were trying to reach a bigger demographic or something. You started playing all the reality TV shows and stuff. I don't know. Just
much music was fantastic.
And then also too, when YouTube hit and you could watch any video you wanted anytime you wanted, that really
that you know, from my perspective, and is when you started to have so much choice, and
Yeah.
when television and entertainment became extremely diverse and easier to get to at your fingertips. That's the end of popular genres, right? You know, TV shows only had like 3 or 4 specific genres back then, and now, I mean,
Yeah.
there's really only 9 like specific plots that exist. But now there's like 30 or 40 different genres, right? You know, and
Well, who did that song, 99 Channels and Nothing's On? You remember
Yeah.
that?
Lou
There's
Reed.
too much choice. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
you know,
Too much
and
choice.
yeah, and the famous puppets in that video too.
Yeah.
But the 57 channels and nothing on. It was Bruce Springsteen too. I think he did something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
So somebody write in and correct us. But yeah, I mean, that's also, I would, you know, you guys let us know because you'll know this from the inside. One of the things that I'm aware of is, you know, when people found that you could start making really good money for very cheap, the expense of filming a video, producing an album, putting together, you know, the tour became less of a priority for these labels because labels started to become part of corporations that weren't necessarily just doing music. And so when they saw that they could produce a TV show for pennies on the dollar, but make an obscene amount of money because of viewership and sponsorship from advertisers, that pushed the music video genre out. Even MTV switched until to
Yeah.
zero. And then what was it last week? They shut the doors for good.
Officially.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
saw that.
MTV's
I saw
gone,
that,
right?
yeah.
So, yeah.
And as a
Yeah,
result,
but-
it's $1,000 to go to a rock show.
Right. Yeah. How much are tickets to the Haywire one?
It's under
I'm not
1,000.
sure. I just
It's under
It's
1,000.
It's
Done.
under 1,000. Yeah, I'll sell one of these. One of these I'll sell just to see you guys. So, I discovered something, and I actually just discovered this morning. I know there's nothing. It's a hard rock metal band, and if you could hear it. Anyway, so I'll have this in afterwards, and the band is Haywire.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's-
there's a few. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this newer band in
Oh,
the
the heavy
States that
metal
have
band
come out.
Haywire.
Yeah.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah,
I came
very
across
different,
them too.
Yeah, there's two. There's then this. We never really paid attention too much to that years ago, and all of a sudden with the internet, it's like, oh my God, there's some country band called Haywire. There's this band called Haywire, and it's like, and
Well,
we
they should-
looked into you know, getting the rights to our name in those areas, and other people had done it. It was just. And so now with the kind of the cats out of the bag, there's nothing we can really do. So anyway,
Well,
so-
listen, let's be honest. It's a great name. And the people that
Fabulous
came
name,
after
yeah.
you, they should be Haywire X. Remember that?
Right.
Remember Bush X in Canada?
Bush X. Yeah. That's right. Because a Canadian, were they a country band called Bush? I think it was.
I
Like
don't
in the
know.
late
Something
60s or
like that.
70s. Yeah. So Bush coming into Canada had to be Bush X for a while. And yeah, anybody that had the original 16 Stone CD that had the X on it. So yeah, it's great. But
or you can look at the what was it? NSYNC didn't own their own name, so they put a pound sign at the start of it.
Oh, is that what that is?
Is
Yeah,
that
it's a
what that
pound
is?
sign.
Yeah.
So there's no it's not
Oh.
it doesn't make a sound. It's just a pound sign. NSYNC, they own that.
Oh.
Not anyway. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Oh.
pound in sync. Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah,
Like
makes
most of
sense.
what most
There
of
you
their
go.
fans wanted to do.
Yeah, it's
Um,
I remember. Yeah, remember when Prince was a symbol?
Oh yeah.
Well, he did that to himself, though. That's
Yeah.
he didn't want to be known as the English princes, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, best part of being a Canadian in the music industry.
Well, is being Canadian in the music industry. The Canadian
There you
music
go.
industry has
I think that's a good
rep.
enough answer. Yeah.
Has a great
Yeah.
rep all over the world. It's like you know, man, the rest of the world loves Canadian rock. I tell you.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Worst part about being a Canadian in the music industry.
Winter.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, that's when you're supposed to tour, like you Spain and then the southern states, right?
Okay.
Canadians
I
are
know you-
supposed to be snowbirds, right?
Yeah.
I know,
yeah.
like you said before, you know, when you're on tour, sometimes it's just on the bus, off the bus, into the venue, and so and so. But is there one city that stood out for its food? Was there any like great food city that you remember?
geez, all we had was catering backstage, so it wasn't
Oh, there you
really.
go.
Oh yeah, of
you know,
course, of course.
Yeah,
Hey, I
fair
had
enough.
some.
Okay.
I had sushi in Vancouver, blew my head off the wasabi. I remember that.
Mm. But it's
Sushi in
probably
Japan, sushi in Japan was awesome.
Yeah, that
It
was
would
oh
have
yeah.
to be,
yeah, yeah.
right?
I just
Well,
Yeah.
remember
yeah.
that they had a big giant turntable and we sat at this table and it was just round and they filled it with dishes and you just turn it and grab what you want.
And
It
then
was
you
amazing.
and then you spent your 3 platinum album money
Yeah,
paying for that
bam,
dinner.
bam. Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
No, that's a great answer. Okay, worst city that you had food in, or the worst food you have, and not including like gas station food. I mean, because that's standard stuff.
See, I was my big experience with Canadian food was always late night pizza after the gig.
Okay,
Yeah.
you gotta replenish the carbs. Sure.
Exactly. Worse. Oh, geez, I just see. I never met a pizza I didn't like. So
I beg to differ. I think you did.
where was that?
Yeah. Okay. Does this go in Newfoundland? This
Oh
podcast?
yes,
Nah,
yes.
don't. We'll keep it out of Newfoundland.
Well, for our 8 subscribers, yeah,
Okay.
I think we have 12 listeners. So,
So
yeah.
we were playing in Stephenville, Newfoundland.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Before
Yes.
we got we before we signed our deal and we flew and we did our first album. But I remember Marvin would order the pizza from the club. Uh, I don't know where you were getting it, but they made it with cheese slices or something.
Oh, wow.
Oh, like a Kraft cheese slices. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Stevenville is a pretty small little town, though. It's like I was amazed they have some place here that makes pizza. Oh my God, we have to order one.
Oh, that's amazing. I have a funny pizza musician story. The bar that I worked at in St. Catharines, Big Bucks, not there anymore. And we had Blue Rodeo there, and I was helping to put together the rider for them. And one of the things on the rider was pepperoni pizza without the pepperoni.
There you
So
go.
somebody
That's
just wanted the flavor pepperoni, but they wanted to maintain
Yeah, put it
being
on, cook it, take it
vegetarian,
off.
something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's funny. Well, listen, guys, you've been fantastic. We don't want to keep you much longer. Maybe just one more best of or best worst question, and then you can
I
tell us how we can find you.
I
Yeah,
have a
sorry, go
question
ahead.
for Sheldon.
Yes.
What's that red guitar behind you? Is that a Gibson or what? That double neck?
So that's actually a tercer. It's not a Gibson. Yeah,
Okay.
I can't afford, $7,000 double neck Gibsons. No, it's a tercer.
He's about quantity, not quality, as you can
That's
see.
exactly right. That's exactly
You
right.
can
Yeah.
say yes, and I wouldn't know the difference from here.
Well, and you know what? Even if afterwards I'll take the headphones off. I'll show it to you. But you almost can't tell the difference anyway. It's built amazingly well. It has the feel. The sound is gorgeous. J Tercers they're known for being good Gibson knockoffs.
Okay.
And they make no qualms about it, right? Like they know what they're doing, right? So, but they're actually
Just say yes, it's a Gibson.
yeah. No.
I can't say about a worse city or something like that. I can just mostly what I remember is in every place we go is the stage and the gig. And I know my
Yeah.
favorite gig of the last couple of years was something that just happened. It was over in St. John's. We played over there. It was us and Def Leppard and Sam Roberts and Honeymoon
Oh.
Suite. It was just like a great show.
A few
And
up and coming bands. Yep.
yes,
Yeah.
just a few. Yeah.
No, it's great that they helped support you. I think that's nice.
Yeah, but anyway, so it was just so much fun to walk onto a stage like that with that many people and just play and hear everybody singing the words and
Well, you may have very well just answered our sort of last question, which is what is the best, and he already alluded to earlier, what is the best part of still playing today, all these years later? Other than
That
you didn't
right
have to
there.
get a real job, right? That kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
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 That makes sense.
That was pretty special gig.
Yeah, that was a great
That's
gig.
amazing.
I like to believe the boys from Honeymoon Suite are good dudes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of theirs.
It was great to bump into them. We do a lot of shows with them, but we're on the same bill. So
That's
Right
great.
on.
And
That's
one
very
more.
cool.
What is the best part about giving Corey and Sheldon backstage passes to your show? And no, I'm kidding.
the best part?
And then what's the worst part?
Nice try.
Nice try.
But we will be there. We will be at the show, so maybe we'll get to shake your hands in person at some point. But
Please come say hi.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
we're certainly
Absolutely
looking
will.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This is 37
much,
years in the
so
making
much.
for me. So
Awesome.
I gotta go.
All
My
right.
12-year-old self wouldn't believe me that I'd be doing this today. So there you go.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Appreciate
Well,
your time, guys. Any
No,
last
go
minute
ahead.
words from you guys where people can, reach you or sorry, hear your Instagram
Yeah.
or anything like that?
Anything
Haywire-
aside from the May show, right?
HaywireBand.ca is our website. Haywire, we're on Facebook, Instagram.
You can be found.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can be. Yeah, we can be.
Yeah,
found.
I don't post much stuff on Facebook. I know I have a Facebook page, just a picture of my guitar. It's like,
It's not for everyone.
It's the best photo of you. Thank you so much, Marvin and Dave Haywire. This has been great. Awesome to get to know you guys, and look forward to the big show in May. And for everybody out there, make sure you look these guys up on Spotify, support, actually buy something from them. That's what we're all about as Canadians. And enjoy, and happy Friday.
Thank you.
All right, rock and roll, everybody.
Awesome.
And scene.